Greetings and salutations, everyone. I'm Ekmak. This is Let's Play Spyro the Dragon Reignited. And I can't believe it took me that long to muck up an intro. It's time to take on Nasty Gnorc. There's two things that we want to do here. There's a skill point for a perfect. I don't know whether that means avoiding all attacks or just avoiding attacks after you get to Nasty Gnorc himself. Or if it's just don't lose any lives, which is also a thing, I guess. But there's also a bit of an oddball achievement for chasing Nasty Gnorc around the loop 5 times. So yeah, let's do this. Yikes. I also remember that when I tried this... Well, so much for the skill point. I remember when I tried this on my practice run, I actually missed some of the gems and I had to come back in and do it again. This is atrocious. Yeah, we got a gem. We got the gem thief, only this time he's taken a key. If there's one thing that I wouldn't have minded them changing, it would probably be making this fight a lot more interesting, because chasing gem thieves or egg thieves or key thieves as they are this time, it's not exactly that interesting. It's annoying and tricky, but it's not interesting. Thank you. You know we have to get this door. And this one's on a slightly more hazardous route, because it leads over some very hazardous terrain, and if you fall off, then you've got to start from scratch. And then we chase him around like an egg thief. For all the hazard we've had here. Oh boy. It'd be so much easier to do this if there weren't all these gems catching your eyes and distracting you. So yeah, I'm gonna have to redo this if I want to show all the skill points. I think you can actually take those corners faster by stopping to walk them than trying to charge them, because of how much trouble Spyro has turning. Again! Man, you really would need to know about this trophy to get it on your... because he gives you such a good opportunity to hit him. Move! Again, nasty. That trophy's not gonna earn itself. Oh. So, yeah, you can't flame him during the route, it looks like. But next time, we're gonna give him the roasting this guy deserves. Okay, to be fair, it is kind of impressive that he can keep up this running speed in that sort of armor, but okay, now this is the part that I don't like. This part is timed. If you fall off here, you've got to do the whole thing all over again. Speaking of which, we gotta do this again. But yeah, I didn't take... Yeah, there's one odd thing in that, now that he knows Spyro's here, why doesn't he just zap Spyro with the crystal spell? He didn't hit Spyro before because he was aiming from a distance at every dragon ever, and the spell just missed Spyro entirely, but now he can see Spyro. Why is he taking his time? You little jerk! No, that should have torched him. Give that. I'd say nice aim, but I really don't want to get hit. Oh. Yeah, I mean, Hero's Tale wasn't a very good game, but at least that gave us a proper fight with Nasty. Why couldn't they remaster, not reimagining? People complain about the Ratchet and Clank reboot, remaster, reimagining game that came out with the movie, and it might actually have killed Ratchet and Clank because I haven't seen anything from that series in... Yeah, just as I start finding something to talk about properly, that happens. This is gonna be quite the thing to get that perfect on. Very impressive fight, but it is tricky, I'll give it that. Especially with that final stretch. You little jerk! It always feels like... Can't really be sure whether you're going actually faster or not from doing the charge jump. I'm hoping it's at least making me harder for Nasty to hit. And you... Ha! Let's do this again. So yeah, I haven't seen a new Ratchet Clank game announced in ages. I ironically think the movie, what was supposed to be a sign that, hey, this is actually a pretty good franchise, is what killed the franchise, because that tie-in game... I got you, you Gnorc! Maybe that'll need to get its own Reignited trilogy to reboot that franchise. I guess Insomniac games aren't doing badly though, since they made that Spider-Man game and that was pretty well received. Even though I've yet to beat that because, like an idiot, I set it to the highest, to one of the higher difficulties, and then proceeded to struggle. I hate that this is a thing. I hate that he has retracting walls. I hate that he's going to shoot at you at the last second. Okay, the skill point.
You're toast, Gnorc.
Okay, skill point because I didn't take a hit on a life.
Sorry I took so long. Almost forgot about you guys.
What about Ganasty Gnorc?
Nasty Gnorc is toast.
So now there's order again in the Dragon Kingdom?
Well, mostly. I've still got some treasure to find.
What will you do next?
I'd say the sky's the limit.
Oh boy, that photobombing sheep really didn't know what was good for it. And that is the Spyro Reignited trilogy. I've got to go do the... I've still got to do that fun. I do like this art though. This is cool. It shows that they did have some... They did have some good designs in mind. But yeah, Reignited trilogy. I've still got the final level of Nasty's loot to do, and you know what? Last episode will make it something special. I'm going straight into that after this credit sequence, but for now, thoughts on the project. Spyro the Dragon was one of my first video games. I've played computer games, but I remember specifically that my first was a PlayStation that I got for... If you go for the special distinction between computer games, video games, and handheld video games, then yeah, this would be the first. Actually, no, it wasn't. Spyro 2 was the first, but then we got this. I played a lot of that, and I didn't quite beat it. Then I went on to Spyro 2 again, and I finally beat... You can tell that I'm not thinking. Yeah, Spyro's messing everything up, isn't he? Spyro 2 was the first. I'm not going to say anything else than that. I couldn't beat it then. I got Spyro 1, I couldn't beat that. I went on to Spyro 2 again, and I finally beat that. Then I must have gone back to Spyro 1 at some point and beaten that. And this was a series where I would actually pick it up several times to play over and over until I practically knew it off the top of my head where everything was. A dramatic reenactment. Yeah, you enjoy that acting, Spyro. But yeah, Spyro has always had a special place for me. Because unlike Crash Bandicoot, I could beat Spyro. Crash Bandicoot was beyond my skills as a kid, and I had a really bad temper, I was a sore loser, and the Crash Bandicoot games just weren't a good fit for me, but Spyro was fun. Even though I wanted to play Crash more, Spyro is what I actually enjoyed. What is that a pottery picture of? Oh well. I hope this isn't a credit sequence for the entire Yeah, I suppose. I'm definitely not thinking straight. Next project. I'm actually considering doing a double Let's Play project. We're going to run 2 Let's Plays side by side. Both of them are strategy games. One is the original Disgaea, which I've held off on for a statue of Zoe. Is Zoe even in this series yet? Spyrocles. Alright, but yeah, this Disgaea 1, which I haven't played yet on Steam. I have played this game before a little, but I'll get into that when I start that project. The other is a recent release that lots of people like called Wargroove. It looks a bit Fire Emblem-ish, but it also looks like it plays like Advance Wars, and I suck at Advance Wars, but oh, you naughty dragon, you. You're a regular Jigglypuff. Anyway. But yeah, I'm going to have another crack at using a more advanced movie making program for my new projects. I'm still going to use Movie Maker for this, but maybe I can get the Macromedia Studio stuff to work. I have my doubts, but I'll at least give it a try. Oh, I get it. The pot before was a sheep on fire. Spyro really likes those fiery sheep. Yeah, that is a thing I like about these Spyro games, is that it's like being the villainous, rampaging medieval dragon of old. Only he's the player character. He's hunting down livestock, he's collecting treasure for his hoard, and he's getting those dragon eggs that people keep trying to steal. He's not very good at this book, is he? What are the odds? I bet he had a book about flight hidden in that. Or maybe that is a book on flight. Suspicious dragon is suspicious. Yeah, my thoughts on the project as a whole? Yeah, this Reignited trilogy was great. I might needle at it because I know about these things, but that's just something I can do. I don't have any actual complaints about the game. It's very true to the original game. And that while the animations for the dragons feel a bit off and the voices sometimes don't quite feel as the same, that's simply it being, I'm pretty sure it's pretty much it from it being different. There's no like, if they had just taken the old stuff, then there wouldn't be a point of remaking it after all. What changes they needed to make that were worth it. And I can't think of any real solid complaints I have. This was fun. This was like playing the old Spyro game again. Granted, the trophy for all those gears in Twilight Harbor can go take a long walk of a short pier. But other than that, this is great. This is such a long credit sequence though. But yeah, all things considered, I don't think I want to go straight into the other Spyro games. Should have put this in the project thoughts, but I'm all over the place today. The thing is that this was fun to play, it's just not fun to let's play. There's not much for me to talk about because the fun of the original Spyro is exploration. It's not dragons and cakes, I can tell you that, but it was fun to explore and find all these new things, and well, I know the games too well to properly let's play, I guess. There's nothing interesting for me to bring up and discuss like there would be in Sexy Brutal. Or I mean, heck, even Ty. Crosscode definitely, but Ty at least had some interesting things for me to dialogue about, but oh well, monologue. Special shout out to all original Spyro the Dragon team members who contributed to the original 3 games. Original music by Stuart Copeland, Jeff Sates, Activision Publishing. Yeah. I just don't think it's as good to let's play, and even if it is, I want to break it up a bit. This is 21 episodes. Well, I was 21 at my last count, but this episode is about 24. And judging from the time it's taking, I am actually going to have to cut it for Nasty's loot. But yeah, we need to break it up with something new, and that something new is going to be Disgaea and Wargroove. And yeah, I really should have shut up earlier and let you listen to this music, which is definitely the same as Misty Bog. Granted, a bit more upbeat, but it does. The music sounds way too similar to be a coincidence. And it is a good track. I can't blame them for using it for the entire trilogy's credits track. Now, for the record, I did do a practice run. Well, I can't really call it a practice run. I was getting impatient and I just played through the entire game in one afternoon. It's taken me significantly longer to finish this let's play because, well, I have to make sure that I take extra care with each episode because of the auto-saving. Because this game auto-saves, and it would be a lot harder for me to replay the whole game to get footage for than Sexy Brutal had. Global digital and mobile sales. This game was on mobile. If you ever need to hunt down a whole bunch of names for writing, then just watch a long credit sequence and mix up some names. You'll be amazed at what you find in here. Satyanarayana. Yeah, I never would have thought that's a name, but apparently it is. So what else is there to discuss? Honestly, not much. Not much. This is such a long credit sequence. Sad that they only had dragon artwork for the Artisan Homeworld dragons. Didn't they have enough for the whole credit sequence? I guess that's how it is in movies too, where they've got big fleshy titles for most of it, but then for the most important names, but then you get to the actual scrolling credits and you're lucky if it's more than white text on black background. Global media. We're still not done. Man, this is going to be the longest episode ever purely to the credit sequence that we're having to deal with. I still think that Dreamweavers and Magic Crafters felt too similar to be counted as their own worlds. I mean, one is definitely trippier than the other, but it's still the same sort of theme. You've got wizards and weirdness in one, you've got weirdness and jesters in another. Was it really necessary for those to be separate worlds? Couldn't you have come up with a new concept to use? Player support? Support, digital social support, player support, service delivery, player support, user experience, player experience, digital community, digital support, social support, digital social support, player experience producer, digital social support, service delivery, systems analyst, support coordinator, content coordinator, data scientist, incident response manager, QA, PS receptionist, reporting analyst, senior content writer, senior lead, social media, user experience designer, media specialist. Good gravy, do you really need so many specialists? A special ops agent? You're making a game, not a hostile takeover. Tier 3 specialist, training and quality supervisor, training associate, user experience, vendor relationship specialist, Vault on-site program manager. IT network technician. Quality assurance functionality. So QA is important. It's not just asking questions. But I don't know. I feel like player experience is where you're starting to get a wee bit into the I'm going to analyze the mentality of these players. But what do I know? I've never built a game in a AAA title. Heck, I've barely made an indie game. Never released any, I just mucked about in Game Maker or RPG Maker because I enjoyed the mucking about. Could I make something like this thought, and then sinking time into it until I did, or I got bored and wandered off. Because I do actually do that quite a bit. Low attention span me. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that we're approaching the recording take less time than the actual credits. This is the sort of stuff you could color on with a good look around. Supply chain operations. Okay, important, I'll give you that. We need to be able to supply people with the actual game, don't we? Special thanks from Activision. Audio services provided by Formosa Interactive. Senior President, the voiceover services. So this is all the people talking, I guess. Good gravy, we're still not done. Engineers and assistant engineers. Is it that bad that we can't call them dialogue editors? Talent, Tom Kenny. Alright, I'm seeing some female names in there despite the fact that there were no female characters in it. There weren't any female dragons. So they have to be combining all 3 credit sequences at once. Spyro the Dragon are trademarks of Activision Publishing. Spyro and Spyro 2 is Activision Publishing. Spyro Year of the Dragon is Activision Publishing. And no sheep were harmed during the creation of this game. A few Gnorcs, but no sheep. I love that line. I'm glad that they kept it in. Thank you for playing. Alright then. Until next time, guys. Take care. I'll see you all around.
Nasty's ancient history now. So, what's in there?
I believe this is Nasty's treasure hoard, but the gate will only open if you have found everything in the Dragon Kingdom. Come back when you have reached 100%.